Hey guys, Jason for TheChartGuys taking a look at silver. If you're watching silver on the daily, it looks a little bit exciting. We're getting these bulls pushing the price above that weekly trend line resistance. But I want to caution you because we've done this many times before and it has had no follow through. So what we need to see on the weekly time frame is a change of the overall pattern of behavior. And what we can do for that is watching our trend lines, yes, but we also need to watch what happens when we get into repeated behaviors. And what I mean by that is that on multiple occasions, we have broken above that weekly trend line only to be rejected and have the price fall down. So what we need to do is establish whether or not what is happening now is in line with what has happened historically, which is one of the big concepts of technical analysis. History should repeat itself. So what I do in this case is I take my parallel channel and I sort of just drive right along my trend line, and I'm going to need to adjust this and turn my magnets off. Let's start again. I'm going to just draw 2 points on my yellow line here. This is my weekly trend line. And then I'm looking for the highest candlestick inside the sequence of events. So I'm looking at 1731 as my high, and what this does is it establishes a zone of resistance for me. I know that on the daily time frame I can get up into this level and still expect a pullback. If we break the zone of resistance and we conclusively get up above it, that will tell me that sentiment has shifted and I need to pay a lot of attention to what's happening. But right now, even though we're strong on the daily time frame, I'm expecting some pullback because we've done this before, and every single time we've done it, it's pulled back. So we need to be cautious and not quite jump on the bull wagon quite yet. Daily weekly RSI is comfortable at 55.61. Daily RSI comfortable at 59.93. Bulls, if they really wanted to do it, have a lot of room on the RSI to get up here. And our first clue for that is going to be a breaking 1546. Next resistance 1555. After that, I would hope to see a little bit of consolidation, and hopefully using this trend line resistance as a base of support, establishing a former resistance acting as support on the daily time frame and playing it from there. That will allow us to close conclusively above the trend line on the weekly time frame and then look for some bullish continuation after that. But until that happens, cautiously watch the zone of resistance and see if we do indeed get a pullback. We've got a couple examples here where we can see the price moves quickly to the upside. 1731 absolutely rejected. So if you went long here, you'd be in a bad position with your price ultimately ending down in the 13s. Over here, we can see that again, peeking into the zone of resistance. A nice doji rejection. Long upper wicks on both of these, absolutely crashing the price down. Barely peaking above over here, but still getting rejected. So again, just be cautious with this one and protect your capital at all times. Let's look at a couple scenarios in the daily. I think we mentioned if we get over 1546, we'll be looking for consolidation on this weekly trend line, hopefully acting as support. Should that not happen and we see downside continuation, it's just going to be a continuation of these lower highs and lower lows on the daily time frame. And on the weekly time frame, support does not exist until we get down to the low here, 1489. Next support, 1464, and then 1429. Lose that, and then we got a little bit way over here, but ultimately all about this trend line. So be very cautious on this one. Now is not the time to go long. It may work out that bulls manage to pull this away, but what I like to do is play conservatively, wait until the direction is clear, and then play those counter trends. Don't just roll the dice and hope that the bulls are going to carry this away, because you're going to get a small amount of additional profit with an insane amount of additional risk. It's just not worth it to me. Let's go look at the 4-hour time frame, see if we can get a little bit of clarity here. And we do not. There's some counter trends. We're looking at a nice 4-hour uptrend currently. 1546 is the next resistance, and if we get rejected inside this zone of resistance, of course, we're going to be looking for a lower high. We're going to be looking for a loss of 1505, and I think the first signal would be actually from the hourly time frame, which is going to be this guy here. And we'll jump to the hourly. Here's that hourly low. So if we get rejected, we lose 1524. That's going to change that hourly trend to the downtrend. And then we will start wrapping up all of those numbers that we just looked at on the 4-hour and the daily for support. So again, to reiterate, watch this daily action. We can go well inside the zone of resistance before pulling back. So be cautious on your entries up here. And if anything, be scouting short positions that you can very easily get out of, assuming you have good capital management and good stop losses, because the trend is in place until it is no longer in place. And this thing has been here for about a year. So it is a good long-term trend that you should be using to your advantage. that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your comments and just watching in general. Thank you.